What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from Smoke and Mike's Barbecue. Today, we're going to be doing tasty, tender baby back ribs. Stick around, we'll show you how it's done. All right, so here we are at the seasoning and prep stage. What I like to do is, once I first get them out of the package, get them a little pat dry. Just dry them off a little bit. Don't have to go too crazy. Flip them over, do the same thing on the back side. Now, one thing I like doing is trimming off any of this fat and skin that's hanging off. Anything that could possibly burn, I get rid of that. Anything that's not desirable. There's two ways of attacking ribs. You can remove the membrane, which a lot of people do, which I've done before as well. Or you can score the membrane like so. Just run your knife along there, score that membrane. I like leaving the membrane on. I find it keeps the meat a little on the more juicy side. Then we hit it with a little bit of yellow mustard. Now, mustard will not affect the flavor of the ribs whatsoever. Just hit that with a nice light coating of mustard, just as a binder. That's all it is. It's just to give something for that seasoning to stick to. Today, we're going to be using the Barbecue Pit Boys Sweet Martha. I haven't used this stuff yet. I've heard great things, so I figured, what the heck, I'm going to give it a try. I'm not sponsored by them. They didn't give me this stuff for free. I went out and bought it at the local store. I just really wanted to give it a try. I did try the seasoning on my hand first, just to see how it is. Right away at the start, you get a real nice sugary brown sugar punch, and then it follows up with a really nice pepper. So I'm kind of excited for this one. I think it's gonna be really good. So give her a nice coating here. Don't be shy. Season it up really good. Yes, sometimes I actually put it upside down. I find it helps distribute the seasoning a little nicer, a little higher up, so you get a nice even coating. But yeah, we'll get that on there. This stuff's actually got a really nice color. It smells good too. Yeah, that looks really good. Pat that on a little bit. Flip them over. A little more mustard. Shot all over. I just use French's plain mustard. Some people like different manufacturers. I don't think it really matters. We'll hit it with another real good coating of this seasoning. I normally let this stuff adhere for at least an hour, sometimes a little bit longer, and lets that seasoning really penetrate. These baby back ribs are actually pretty thick and pretty meaty, so I'm probably gonna let this sit on for a couple hours actually and let it really penetrate into the meat. Sometimes if they're a little thinner, I'll leave it a little less, but these ones, they're really thick, they're real meaty. I think a little extra time with the seasoning on there to adhere and penetrate is not a bad idea. We'll just get them seasoned up here. Looking oh so good. Once I do this, I'll cover with saran wrap, and in the fridge it'll go for, like I said, a couple hours. We're first going to start these on the offset smoker to get some real nice smoke on them. And then after about 4 hours of, or maybe 3 hours of offset smoke and time, we're going to get them onto the pellet grills at 250 degrees to slowly finish off on there. Probably add a little bit more of the Sweet Martha once we get it onto the Pit Boss, and then probably dress it with a little bit of barbecue sauce just to tack it up. So we're going to get these covered up. We're going to get them in the fridge, and we'll see you in a couple hours. All right, so the ribs, they're just about ready to go. We're going to get the offset going. We're going to use a minion method today, which I will show you what that all looks like in case you don't know. Right now we have the charcoal coming up to temperature, and then we're going to dump it in and get this rocking. So as you can see, we got the charcoal Getting nice and white, getting going here, so that's nice. We're gonna dump it in. So we're gonna try to do this all with one hand and not burn ourselves. Try not to mess all this up. This is the minion method, where you put all your charcoal briquettes in this snake-like shape, which allow you to start the cook over here and slowly work your way to here. If you want to add some wood chunks to this, you're more than welcome to add some extra flavor. So let's see if we can do this without burning ourselves with one hand. No judging, please. And there you have it. Smoke show. And there we have it. All right, so before we get the ribs onto the grill, as it's coming up to temperature right now, we're up at about 175 degrees, well on our way to 250. 225 to 250 is our target for the baby back ribs. A few things that are going to help me along the way, which I figured I will share with you, is the high fog, which I got off Amazon. It has just apple cider vinegar, that is all. Every 45 minutes to an hour, if they start to look a little bit dry, we'll give them a little mist of apple cider vinegar. Because I'm doing so many ribs today, we're actually going to use the rib rack, also from Amazon. This one is from Traeger. It'll hold 8 racks of ribs tipped up on edge. I've done ribs both ways, where you lay them flat and you stand them up. The difference was nothing. The nice thing about this, you can do a lot more in a smaller space. I'm also going to use a little barbecue sauce. This is the from President's Choice here in Canada. I know down in the United States you may not get some President's Choice, but this stuff here, if you're ever up here in Canada, you have got to get some. It is the Smoke and Stampede with beer and chipotle flavor. Amazing. And of course, these cooks always take a long time. So I went into town, which is Fenland Falls, Ontario, to the local brewery, and I picked myself up a couple beers. The Starlight Jewel is a really good one. You're going to like that if you get the opportunity to get it. And the Vienna. The Vienna is a nice, smooth, crisp beer. I'm not a big fan of craft beers. Fenland Falls Brewery, I like their beers. So that's a lot said, because I'm a beer drinker's beer drinker. None of this stuff I was sponsored for, just sharing what I'm using along the way. A few more minutes, we'll be getting the ribs on. All right. I apologize if it's a little bit loud right now. I got the Traeger going right beside where you guys are, so you might be picking up a bit of that turbine sound from the Traeger. It's also going to have a few treats and goodies on it today. As far as the offset goes, for these ribs, it's up to temp. We're ready to put 8 racks with the rib rack on here. I'm going to show you how nice and convenient it is having this rack. Let's get the lid open. Grab it by the trusty handles. It's heavy. Slide it in there all the way. Close the lid down. And that's it. 8 racks of ribs. Getting nice and smoky. All right. Well, we are about 2.5, almost 3 hours into the cook. I pulled 1 rack of ribs out of the rib racks, so it gives you an opportunity to see the color that it's getting. So without further ado, this is how it's looking. 2.5 hours in, almost 3. We're going to also lay the rest of them flat so we can get a little bit more smoke on the top surface before we move them over to the pit boss to finish them off. All right, so here we are. You can see the nice color we're starting to get on there. Really liking that. And this is how the rest of them are looking. Really nice, starting to get some pullback on the bones. So everything's coming along very nicely. All right, so we have achieved the color that we're looking for out of the offset smoker. So we're gonna move them now from here over to the pit boss, which is over here, to let them finish off nice and easy. We'll put a little barbecue sauce on the top just to tack them up towards the very end. What you're looking for is some pullback on the bone and the feel to feel good. It's not breaking apart, falling apart, but it's holding together a little bit. You can also probe it, see that it's nice and tender and with no resistance between the bones, but also if you get around 200, 203 degrees between the bones, you're where you want to be. So let's grab our gloves here. I'm going to put them on, and we'll move these guys over to the pellet grill. So let's take a look. Oh, this is looking really nice. There you go. You can see those right there, looking good. I like that. Got a nice color. And now we'll just dump them onto the pit boss and finish it out. So I'm going to carry on with moving these over here. We'll see you at the next step. All right, so we've let the ribs rest now. You can see we got beautiful pullback on the bone, some nice color. We're enjoying a Fenland Falls beer here. Great afternoon. So let's slice into it and see how we do. Careful not to hit the bone, of course. Hit the bone. You can see right away how thick and meaty these are. Beautiful smoke ring on the top and bottom. Like I said, I left the membrane on the bottom, but I scored it, keep a lot of that juice in. But you want to talk about a meaty bite, there it is. So pitmaster privilege, I get to try it. Oh my goodness. The smoke flavor on there is absolutely unbelievable. That seasoning from Barbecue Pit Boys punches through. Really good. And that barbecue sauce is spot on. Perfectly cooked, bite through. Comes right off the bone, but doesn't fall off the bone. I gotta say, this has been a home run. I gotta go in for one more. Oh. Well, there you have it. That's how you do baby back ribs to perfection. I want to thank everybody very much for watching this video and supporting me. Without your help, I want to be able to continue to do this, so thank you very much. Please like and subscribe to videos. Turn notifications on so you always get notified when we put out new content. And from all of us here at Smokey Mike's Barbecue, keep smoking. We'll see you on the next one.